Hi, this is Ronald here, and today I want to show you guys a Davinci Resolve tutorial to get subtitles in your videos. So Davinci Resolve actually has a pretty powerful subtitle tool. So in order to get your subtitles in your video, there's two ways you can do that. You can import them. You can import subtitle files that you've already created, or you can add subtitles in yourself. So first I'll show you guys how you can import your subtitles. So you can kind of do it just like any clip by just dragging and dropping. So for example, I'll drag a subtitle file in here, and this is a subtitle file I can add to my timeline. You can also go to this one here, File, then Import, Subtitle, and you can pick a subtitle file that way. From the import interface, you can see there's a few subtitle files that are supported, including a VTT, which it shows. But I'll just import another SRT for this case. Okay, so once you have the subtitle, you can drag it into your timeline, just like any other clip. So you just drag it here, just make sure it's positioned right, and release. And yeah, so we can see that there are subtitles in the video now, which correspond to the subtitles in this subtitle file. Now, if we have a closer look, actually before I get into that, I'll show you how to just manually add subtitles. Okay, so yeah, we can manually add a subtitle by going on this toolbox section and just you just go straight to the bottom and you can see subtitles. So you can just drag a subtitle and you can move it around, resize it, and play around with the effects. And this way you can sort of just manually create the subtitles as well. Although if you're working on a longer video, this process might get a little tedious, but regardless, that is an option. Alright, so we'll actually go back to the subtitles that we've imported, and I'll just demonstrate some of the techniques you can apply on these. So okay, yeah, so if you highlight these subtitles, you can see, and you go on the track attributes, you'll see that there's quite a few attributes to play around with. So we can, for example, we can change the font. We can make it something a little more fancy. We can change the size, make it bigger, and we can also change the position. So if we want to see what's at the bottom, we can, for example, move it up. We can change the color. So if the color contrast isn't good, we can change that. In this case, that made it worse, but yeah, if you needed to change that. You can also add a background to the subtitles. Color, width. And these settings will actually change all the subtitles in the track. If you want to change a specific subtitle, you can choose that box. So let's say we want this one to be different specifically, and we can click Customize Caption, and then here we can play around with the values. Now we'll just move the position back to normal. Okay, alright. Now with all these effects, they are sort of mainly here based on in terms of embedding the subtitle directly or burning the subtitle in. So if you actually want to export it into a subtitle file, the subtitle file will have the formatting, but it's sort of up to the video player from there what to do with that formatting. So you won't necessarily guarantee that you'll see all these effects that you've created here. Regardless, I'll show you how you can deliver the video once you've added your subtitles. So we'll need to go on this Deliver tab, and we'll go on these on the normal options. We just need to open up this one, Subtitle Settings. It's normally closed. We need to check this box, Export Subtitle, and it will give you three options here. So we can export it as a separate file. We can export as embedded captions, or we can actually literally just burn it into the video. I'll show you each of these options, and you'll be able to see the difference between the three. So I'll just add the render jobs right now. Alright, so our files have rendered, so I've just put them all in a separate folder, just so it's a little easier for us to see. First thing I want to actually look at is the burn option. So as the title suggests, the subtitles are literally burned in. So if I go to right click, I try to turn them off, then I cannot turn them off. So they're literally just burned in the images in the video. So yeah, that is a useful option for some cases, but it's not so good for some other use cases. This is the embed option. So what this does is this sort of embeds the subtitle track, subtitle SRT file into the video file itself and exports it. So yeah, so as we do appear to have lost our formatting, since this video player doesn't appear to support the custom formatting. So that's another option of the burn. That's another advantage of the burn option, as that will preserve that formatting. We'll just try a different video player, see if we'll see if the embedded subtitles makes a difference. Okay, this one appears to be. Let me just compare and contrast. No, the font appears to be different. So yeah, again we appear to have lost our formatting. Alright, and I guess the last option is we export it as a separate subtitle file. So if we look at the video file itself, there's actually no subtitles, because the subtitles are actually all within this file, this SRT file. So if we have a closer look at it, we can actually see there is some formatting here. So if you play this with the right video player, it will sort of just respect that formatting, and some of your formatting will be preserved essentially. Okay, but yeah, so it's just using a SRT file, similar to how you'd normally use it, and yeah, these subtitles are kind of identical. So yeah, this way we have a separate subtitle file that we can distribute alongside the video instead of putting it inside the video. Alright, now just before we finish up, if you do decide to go with this option of exporting a SRT file, you will need to make sure that your timeline starts at 0, because by default Davinci Resolve starts at 1 hour, which is an industry film standard. So to do that, I've already done it, so I'll show you how I did it. So you right click Timeline, Timelines, Starting Timecode. Normally this starting timecode is 1, but yeah, I've set it to 0. Because if you don't do that, this value will start at 1 hour, and the video that you export will not actually start at 1 hour. Alright, so that finishes up that video. So yeah, in conclusion, Davinci Resolve, the subtitle feature is pretty powerful. In terms of exporting, you may lose a lot of the formatting that you put, but if you do want to burn in subtitles, then it can be pretty useful. Alright, so that concludes the video. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it useful. If you found it useful, yeah, please leave a like and comment, and otherwise subscribe for more tutorials on video editing. Have a good day. Bye.